In this video, we will learn how to set the index of data frame using existing columns or a list of labels, right? As you know, data frame is a tabular structure in the Python Pandas library. It represents each row and column by the label, right? So row label is called an index, whereas column label is called column index or header. So I am using editor PyCharm and Python version 3.12 is installed on my computer, right? Before getting started with any of the implementation, you have to install Pandas library on your computer. While creating a data frame, Python Pandas assign a range of number starting at 0 as a row index. Row index are used to identify each row. So we will be using set index function to set the indexes again. Okay. So let's start implementation. If you have installed Pandas library, you can use it. Import Pandas. I have some code handy to save some time. I have one dictionary code. Okay. So we will be creating a one data frame now. We'll be using pandas alias dot data frame student dictionary. Okay. Now print the data frame. Okay. So you will get your data frame ready, right? You have three columns and three rows, right? By default, index is created to identify each row, right? It starts from 0 to the end. Okay, let's say R1 new variable, and then we will data frame dot set index we'll be using. Here we can pass on any of the name of our series. Let me pass on name first, okay? And then we will print R1, okay? So here the output would changed from this integer index to name, okay? If you're in the program, so you will get your index is changed and now name has been converted to the row index, right? So you can identify this row from this index. Okay, we can also give a list of labels which can be string or numbers to data frame dot set index function. Okay, to set a new index in the data frame. How we can do it? If you want to create a simple index, instead of this, if you want to create your custom index, the pandas dot index function can be used. We can say my first row, my second row, this is upper index. Okay, here instead of passing this column name, we can use this index, right? You can take any name of this variable, right? Your index would be changed from this name to this one. Okay, if you're in the program again, you will get your index are changed, right? R1, R2 and R3. Okay, if you want to set multiple columns as row labels, we can do this as well, right? Instead of passing index like this, and okay, if you're in the program, so you will see your index is now converted from single column to multiple column, right? Name and age now became row index. Okay, these are row label index, we can say. Okay, there is one case if you want to use both, like this index and this column as well together, that is also possible. So here you can use name as it is, and you can say this index one to be used for second index, right? Okay, this is also possible here if you're in the programs. Now let's see how to set multi-index using two Python series, right? When you want to replace the existing index with the multiple new series rather than these existing columns. So we can create such a multi-index data frame by assigning new series, right? Using this set index function. Okay, how we can do this? So for example, I have a series. Okay, let me comment this out. I have a series S1 and pd dot series, and then let's say I'm take 1 2 3. I want to use this series as a index, right? So this is also possible if you remove this name, column name, and you take it S1. Okay, and let's say you want to make any custom logic on your S1, that is also possible. If you want to create another row index on basis of S1, so that is can say S1 make a square for in the program again. So you will get your two column as a row index, and first is 1 2 3 that we have created here, and second one 1 4 9, that is another row label index which is based on first index, right? If you want to use python range function here for your index, that is also possible. For example, I am removing this. Okay, and here for index 1 I want to use the range function, right? The python range function that would start from 1, that will stop at 4, and the step would be 1, right? So this is also possible. Let me use index 1 like this. Okay, if you're in the program again, so you will see your 1 2 and 3 is now generated, right? We have one argument here on set index. If you see the documentation, so that will show you the one argument that is drop. Okay, if you make drop true, then it will delete columns to be used as a new index, right? If you want to set your any of the column, any of the series as a index, and you want to keep your index as it is in the data frame, let me remove it. Okay, so I'm going to take my name column to be index, right? If you're in the program, and the name column has been removed from your actual data, right? Okay, but if you want to keep your column as it is in your data frame, you can make it drop false, right? It will not drop your column. If you run the program again, so you will see your column is still there, right? You see, if you make it true, then it will drop your column and it will create your index, right? You see, okay, column is removed from here. If you want to create a one row index on basis of multiple values, multiple column values, that is also possible with help of append parameter in set index function. Okay, if you see the documentation again, then you will see this append argument is there. So what is saying, it is saying whether to append columns to existing index, right? Which means if you want to make your index customized on basis of multiple columns, that is also possible. I'm just saying index, this is my index. Okay, so this is my index, let's say row 1, okay, row 2, row 3, right? So this is my index for each row. Okay, so set index removed your first row index. Okay, and it became name as a index. Okay, so if you want to see your old index and your new index into the one column append, you have to make it true. Okay, if you run the program again, then you will see a one row index, okay, with two values. You see, you have appended your existing index with the new one. Okay, we have one argument in place that should either true or false, which means if in place is true, then it updates the existing data frame and does not return anything, right? If in place equals to false, right, then it creates a new data frame with updated changes and return it, right? By default it is false. If we make in place true and run the program, so it will not return you anything, rather it will apply the operation on the existing data frame, right? In place true means it is not going to return anything, even it reflected the existing data frame. Okay, if you print the data frame, then you will get your updated data frame, right, with new indexes. Okay, you see, right? If you make it false, then it will not show you the updated data frame like this. It will show you the previous one which we just created here, right? If you run the program again, so you will get your previous data frame. Did you get it? If you make it in place false, then you have to take a copy here, right, and then print. Then it work. Okay, then you will get the updated data frame, right, after using set index. Okay, this way. If we set our index using a column with duplicates value, then there is a problem, right? Okay, I have removed it and I'm taking my name column as a index. Okay, if you're in the program again, so you will see your previous data. For example, you have any series which is having duplicate values, then it will create a problem, right? Then let me take John as a duplicate value. If you're in the program, you will not get any error, right? It will keep using your row index as it is. But if you want to check whether your row index is having a duplicate value, then we have to set one argument that is verifying integrity, which you are setting as a true. This will raise you the error, right? Exception. If you're in the program again, so it will show you that your values in this series, which you have taken as a row index, are duplicate, right? You see, index has duplicate key, right? To make sure whether your index is unique, you can use verify integrated as a true, right? It will not allow you to have any of your series as an index which are having duplicate values. Okay, if you make it false, it will allow, right? You see, so we have seen multiple cases here with set index function. That brings us to the end of the today's video. We hope you found it informative and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content on all things tech related. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.